Let's start with basics, okay? Then why YouTube?
Why YouTube? For me, it's a very personal question. So we don't run after views, we just run after business. We give value and we attract business. I was under depression, and the only source of motivation was YouTube for me as well. So I was watching a lot of Sandeep Maheshwari videos.
Let's say you came up with 100 ideas, right? Now, how
Right.
do you know which video will be good or which video will not be good, or what content to create or what not to create? I want to understand, like, while editing, what are the parameters or what are the elements that are important? If somebody like me who's a chartered accountant who is very analytical, if you say add humor, it's like telling to Bumrah that you hit 6 for every ball while you are batting. Can you recommend one action step that my audience can take which can help them to grow their YouTube channel? Hi Varun.
Hey Srinivas.
Yeah, welcome to Decode Mastery Show. And in this podcast, I want to talk to experts and get their expertise and learn from their expertise. And the whole concept of Decode Mastery Show is we take one topic that is relevant to business owners and go
Okay.
deep dive into it. And we also break it down that topic into like an action steps that my audience can take so that they can implement it right away in their business and see a growth. And,
Perfect. Perfect.
and you are one of the few people who are experts in YouTube funnels. So I thought of talking to you about YouTube and YouTube funnels. And
Sure.
for somebody who do not know you or meeting you for the first time, how do you introduce yourself?
It's a funny one. So it's like I'm a chess player turned into a marketer. So
Okay.
I never intended to become a marketer or a YouTuber or something like that. I always wanted to become a chess player, a professional chess player, but uh, COVID and all the situations in my life turned me into a marketer. Marketer by choice now. Yeah. So like this, I've been doing YouTube from the last 4 5 years. Have helped a lot of entrepreneurs, coaches, and all that. Now I'm a YouTube coach. So I help coaches and business owners to grow on the YouTube and basically generate business. So we don't run after views, we just run after business.
Oh,
We give value and we attract business.
oh, nice. So I really like we run after business, not views. Okay. So let's start with basics, okay? Then why YouTube?
Why YouTube? For me, it's a very personal question and it's a very important at that one. Again, it was through an accident. My previous chess company, we were into a very deep shit hole basically after COVID. All of our profits were like the company overall profit were into negative. So we were in the red ocean, right? Nobody was giving us any funds or anything like that. So basically, we had to shut down the company. I was 20 years old back then, 1920, and we ran into 10 lakh rupees of debt. And so I had to shut down the startup. And I was under depression, right? And the only source of motivation was YouTube for me as well. So I was watching a lot of Sandeep Maheshwari videos since after school, I started watching Sandeep Maheshwari videos a lot. So personally, I got a lot of value, but that was a personal reason. Again, in terms of business, when I was, under depression, I got an opportunity to grow a YouTube channel. And that was in my hometown itself, Mathura, which is near to Vrindavan. So there was a spiritual channel, and we went over there. There was an opportunity that they wanted to grow and all that, like that. So it was just like a friend actually referred me. So I went over there, and I did not knew anything about YouTube back then. How to market them, how to create content, nothing at all. But because I was in depression, I needed money desperately. So it was a desperate move, but I convinced the guys that give me the project, I will help you to grow. So that was my first freelancing gig for YouTube, and it turned out to be like they were doing 400K views a month, and we increased it to a million views per month. So 250% increase in 3 months organically. We did not run any ads, nor did any marketing, nothing at all. Just purely organic content creation. So, and at that time, we hit 100K subscribers as well in those 3 months. After 3 months, like, the fourth month, I think we hit 100K. And then there was you can say, there was celebration offline, So hundreds of people came in because it was a spiritual organization, right? And so I witnessed a lot of, like, many people were coming to me and thanking me, because the celebration was because of 100K.
Right.
Right. So literally they were coming and thanking me and my team. Like, I created a small team there with their funds. So I was getting other funds and we had more funds. So we hired 3 to 4 people more, just like many people, freelancers, that type of stuff. So I saw the impact really because I was reading the comments of the channel as well. So we're creating a lot of impact because it was again a spiritual channel. So I realized if I can help, this creator was already doing, so videos quality was same, right? I did not change the video quality at all. But because of YouTube reach, like, the videos were not able to reach millions of people before, right? So it was not able to, create impact as much as it could. So I enabled that creator, to impact others. And so I witnessed that and that changed my life actually. So now also I help coaches and business owners because they are the ones who are impacting the world,
Right.
right? As a coach, if you are teaching someone, you are enabling others' life, and that person can enable hundreds of life, right? For example, when I helped that creator, we hired more people. Their families were also getting served from that, right? So it's like, if I can enable coaches and business owners, these are the people who can enable other families, other people. They hire staff, right? They hire people. So in that direction, that's why I'm working in YouTube. I'm enabling creators who are again enabling the world.
Oh, nice. So yeah, so this is what I want to exactly break down, like what exactly you did, like what are the action steps. So let's again like go into beginning. So basically, the way that I look at it is, you publish a video, and then you have views. And
Yes,
one of the common statements I hear even from my clients is, "Sir, I posted like one video and only like 100 people, 100 views are there." And I'm
right,
like, it's not 100 views, it's 100 people watching your video.
right,
So that's the power of leverage, or like the power of audience, right? So I also
right.
now want to understand, like, what are the things that you do to identify those target audience for that YouTube channel.
For that target audience, basically, we have a clarity document, for example, right? So it's about introspection. We ask clear and clever questions.
Mhm.
Okay. So we write down everything. It's like we have a clarity document which has roughly 50 to 100 questions, roughly. So we write down who is our target audience based on hypothesis, right? So we have an hypothesis first, and then we create content around those hypotheses. Around those hypotheses, we find out topics that will resonate to this audience, right? And then we actually do stuff. Then we actually create videos. And then when we, get the comments, when we understand the analytics, it's when then that we get actual data, actual target audience,
Okay.
right? So
Like
you have always start
what are
with,
some of the questions that you ask in the beginning?
like, the three most important questions are: why are you creating content? Why should people listen to you? That is the first question. That this question helps you to create a creator persona, creator appeal. Why are you creating, and why should people listen to you? So that is the first question we ask. Second question we ask is basically your target audience. Who are you talking to in front of the camera? you know
Okay.
if you have the power on a click of a button, if you can reach to these people, who are these people that will watch your content, and that will their life will change if they can see your content. So who are those people? That is second. Last but not the least is what. So what type of content you are creating, like tutorials or what, screen sharing videos, vlogs, what type of content you are creating, and how bad people need it, right? Because we have to determine the demand, right? In COVID, even if you can price vaccine like 1 crore rupees of vaccine, then only vaccine, still, vaccine will sell because there is enough demand,
Hmm.
right? So we need how bad people need it to determine the demand. So these are the first three questions that we ask any creator, and this is what we call the creator triangle.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So let's say, like, if I take my example, like content that I create for our for service providers, like
Yeah.
any business owner who provides some form of service and who has a team, and the content that I create is on how to set up systems and processes in their company. Okay, so these are my target audience.
Right.
Now that I know now that I know my target audience, what's the next step?
Now that you know the target audience, you have to determine your 5 content buckets. Okay. So the next step is basically you have an hypothesis of your target audience. Now you go into two things: competitors first, and then finding out the topics. Okay. I'm assuming that your channel is set up in
Correct.
a good way, right? So if your channel is set up, the next step is to actually do competitors research. Okay. So there are two ways to move ahead. One is you can create a whole new category, but category creation is very, very hard and takes a lot of efforts, right? So the second approach to find out competitors is very good is because you can model someone. You will have someone to look at it, right? For example, where do you want to go? Let's suppose you want to go here. Let's say I'm creating a dot here, right? And let's say there are other people who have already reached here or even at the top, right? So talk to them, look at them, observe them, what they are doing, what steps did they take, what type of videos did they created, how many videos do they create, you know, when are they posting videos. So we have again a set of questions where we analyze how much monthly views they are getting, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, to understand the playing ground.
Okay.
Okay. And we have a common saying here. So you might have heard already that you are the average of 5 people you hang out with,
Right.
right? Now we have a saying that you are the average of 5 competitors that you constantly track.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So you have to keep track then, because if you track your competitors, humans are, we have pity, like we are jealous, right? If we saw these competitors on a regular basis that they are constantly publishing videos, they're constantly getting views and customers, we will ourselves get motivated. Oh my god, they are doing fabulously, why can't I do that, right? So the next step is that finding out the playing ground, so you'll have someone to look at it, whatever stuff you're looking for.
Okay. So then once you know your target audience, you kind of come up with your 5 content buckets, come up with 5 competitors. And again, like, can you go through again, like, what are the, let's say, 5 things that you are looking for while you are doing that competition research?
Competition research. Okay. So first step was again the target audience. Second was competitors, and then content buckets. Okay. So step one is canvas. Step two is competitors. In competitors, if you have to ask me about 5 stuff, so first I look at monthly views, last 30 days, how much views they are getting. Second is growth rating. So basically, this is our internal metric. So this is how we will look like. What we'll do is last 30 days views divided by their total subscribers. For example, if your channel has, like, let's say if you are my competitor, okay, if you have 10,000 subscribers and you're getting 50,000 views a month in the last 30 days, okay, so I will divide your monthly views, which is 50,000, divided by your total subscribers till now, which is 10,000. So I will divide that and that will give me 5x. Okay. So that is your growth rating. So that is a symbol of a channel that is relevant to me. Okay. So first, I look at monthly views, then I look at growth rating, then strengths. What are the strengths? I will look at Srinivas content. What is his strength? In the way of his speaking, in the way of topic selection, in the way of thumbnails, everything. Like, what are your overall strengths? Then, what are your overall weaknesses? Right. Last but not the least, again, there can be many fifth question, but the most important one that I think is retention. How are you retaining people? What type of stuff you are saying, how you are presenting the video and overall, right?
What do you mean
So
by
I can get some idea.
what do you mean by retention?
Retention is type of videos and how you are speaking and how you are engaging with the audience. What type of statements you are saying, how you are saying it, whether you are moving your hands or not, whether you're looking in front of the camera, or let's say here, or let's say you are screen sharing, or let's say you are writing on the board. So overall, how the my competitors are engaging the videos and what type of videos my audience likes, right? So I look at that stuff very closely.
Oh, nice. Okay. So now let's say you do all this research, and then while you are doing the research, are you also looking at their top performing videos or like what?
Yes, we have a section like that. Now we have a proper question template. What are the popular videos? When are they creating content? When are they publishing content? Actually, at what time? At what day? What are they call to action? So we have an entire list of that. Everything is documented, right, in a single spreadsheet.
Right. Okay, so now that you do the competition research, now what?
Now comes the idea of topic creation,
Okay.
right? Finding topics basically. And we do that, we call this Dream 100.
Okay.
Okay. So initially, the idea is that you should at least publish the first 100 videos are very hard to publish, and that is the breakthrough moment. Okay. Let's say someone is new. I always say them, you have to create your first 100 videos in order to break through, in order to get real success. Right. So we find out the topics of those 100 videos. Okay. How we do that is very simple. We have 5 content buckets. Okay. Imagine there are 5 columns on the spreadsheet. Then inside each content bucket, you have 20 topics each, 20 rows, if you imagine, right? So basically 5 into 20 is 100 topics,
Yeah.
right? Now these 5 content buckets you can customize based on your example. Let's say, for example, you are into service industry, right? Let's say you help people to automate their business, right? So what are the elements that you want to automate? For example, you want to automate their team management, their marketing, the sales. So you can write down stuff like that. Okay. And forget about the funnels, right? Let's say 5 things you help them to do. That can be a content buckets. Very simple. That is first approach. Second approach is you have 5 competitors, find 20 topics from each competitor, you have 100 videos.
Okay.
Okay. Third is the most advanced is you can create that as a funnel. Okay. So you have 5 content buckets. You can, let's say you have 2 content buckets for top of the funnel. That is, top of the funnel is most interesting content basically that you can create that can attract millions of people. For example, let's say I'm a employee. Okay. Now you are creating content for business owners, service owners, whatever, right? And let's say you create a content that we call X. Now, the type of content X is interesting for business owners and for employees, for students, everyone, right? So you're attracting millions of people. Okay, that is the idea of top of the funnel. One such idea that I'm getting in my head is, for example, how Reliance is managing, or how Reliance has automated the company, or how Reliance is managing 10,000 employees, right? You know how the hierarchy is like that. So it's like I'm already getting goosebumps if you can create that type of content, right? Because let's say a company has 10,000, 50,000 employees, you know how they're managing that. Now in that comparison we see our problems very small, right? If a business owner is only has only 10 employees, and if he sees that content, oh my god, that company is managing 50,000 employees and I'm not able to manage only 10. That's what is wrong with me.
Right.
So that is aspirational content, right? And any news, any trends, that is also top of the funnel content. Something comes up, let's say a new rule come up for MSME owners, that is at top of the funnel content, right? Let's say a new tool come up, you know that is also top of the funnel. So you can have, let's say, 2 top of the funnel content. One, you can write down middle of the funnel content where you are helping people solve their problems, basically tutorials, how to videos and stuff, right? That is middle of the funnel. Then you have bottom of the funnel, one more. Okay, bottom of the funnel is, for example, you have your clients. Let's say you ask them to create testimonials, give you testimonials, reviews. That is bottom of the funnel content, right? Millions of people won't watch it, right? But those who watch it will trust you more, right? So you share that. Or let's say you can create a video around your batch. Let's say you are creating a course. Now you create a video that, hey guys, I've created this course. You can, buy it here on the link, buy that, all that. So you're talking everything about your course. It's not adding value per se in the video itself. So that's why it's bottom of the funnel, because you are giving them a call to action to purchase your course or your product or whatever. So that is a bottom of the funnel content where your interest aligns. So top of the funnel and middle of the funnel is for them. Bottom of the funnel is for you.
Correct. Yeah. So one of the things that I learned like last month is the way you look at the top of the funnel is like a funnel. So top
Yeah,
of the funnel content is relevant to everybody, like or general public. But
correct.
the bottom of the funnel is only relevant to your target audience or your ideal prospects. So
Right.
what I learned was you create content which attracts everyone, and then you bring them into a funnel, and
Right.
through your content to kind of filter out, and then
Correct.
the bottom of the funnel is consumed only by those people who are your ideal prospects. So then the
Correct.
chances of them purchasing from you is very high.
Exactly.
Perfect. So now that you kind of, let's say you came up with 100 ideas, right? Now, how
Right.
do you know which video is will be good or which video will not be good, or what content to create or what not to create now?
Yeah. So now we have an validation process or validation filter, you know, on what content to create and what not to create. So I look for four things. Is it something big in the video? Are we saying something big? Is it something new? Right? Is it something easy? And is it something safe? So it's called Ben's framework. Big, easy, new, safe. Ben's framework.
Nice.
Right. So people love big things. People love easy things. People love new things. People need to know that their time will not get wasted. That is what the safety assurance is.
So can you give like one example of each filter? Like what do you mean by big content?
Sure. So I have this one video. If you can search chole bhature recipe, anyone, like anyone in the video, if you're watching, open up incognito or anyone, like any simple YouTube. And if you write down chole bhature recipe, and this is my favorite example, there is this guy who is cooking Shooking Hindi. The channel comes up at the top. That guy has got 37 million views in the last 3 years. Okay. And if you see any other video, that videos are getting like 2 million views, 5 million views, 7 million views, 10 million views at the top. Okay. So this guy has beaten the market by 3.5 times. Okay. The last video is 10 million. His video is 35 million views. Right. So market say he's 3.5 times ahead. Okay. From any other video about chole bhature recipe. How he did that is his thumbnail is, oh my God, the validation he did, even though he did not use any framework, but the amount of insight he had, for his audience was amazing. In the thumbnail, he has mentioned that the batures will be 100% big. So he's written that in Hindi, 100% फूलेंगे. So as a chole bhature lover myself from the childhood, I love big bhatures. Okay, it should be like this, it's crazy. Like this. I have seen bhatures like this big.
Oh,
Okay, with the size of our faces.
really?
Right. So I'm near Delhi, right? So Delhi we have crazy bhatures and Mathura itself as well. Okay, so this guy in his thumbnail he has written 100% fooling. That is a big guarantee to give. Okay, that is big. Now, in the same example, he has written on the thumbnail Delhi style chole bhature ki easy recipe. Okay, now Delhi style is something new. Most people don't know it, right? What is Delhi style chole bhature? Is there something new? Is there something different, right? And then easy recipe. So we are saying that it's easy for you. Okay, so big is 100% fooling, easy is easy recipe. New is Delhi style chole bhature. And how he ensured the safe net is he actually dressed up as a chef in the video and in the thumbnail as well, both. So the if you're wearing as a chef dress, it's completely safe for me, to watch you because you are authority. Let's say if a doctor comes up in the Colgate ad, right? They hire doctors and they were wearing this blue coats and the white coats, right? So we know that it's a doctor and we automatically trust them. So they use that analogy and a clear outcome of the plate. So they showed the plate as well. You know how the big baturas and chole is looking, and it's like the complete plate with onions, salad, achar, and everything. So it was a complete package.
Nice. So interesting way of looking at validation. Okay. Okay. Now
Yeah,
that let's say that I decide to make a video. So let's say I'll try to create this video. For example, how Reliance manages 50,000 employees.
right.
That's the video. That's the idea. Now I kind
Yeah,
of like did a validation. It fits perfectly.
yeah.
Then do you
Correct.
write a script, or do you how do you proceed with the scripting of the video?
Now we have an ideation checklist. So the validation part itself is a part of the ideation checklist. So let's say we have done that. Now we have to just go into the scripting stage.
Hmm.
Okay. So we look at the title, then we have to divide the scripting into four parts. Okay. There is hook, that is the first 30 seconds. Then there is an intro for the next 15-20 seconds. Then comes the storytelling part, which is of course the main part of the video. Last but not the least is outro. Okay. Outro is basically where you end up the video and give them a call to action. Okay. So we have divided the scripting into four parts. Step by step, you have to write down the hook. Okay. Now in hook, you have three parts. You can start with a story, you can start with a statement, or you can ask them a question. You know? Something like, are you a business owner who is tired of managing his employees? In this video, we will talk about how Reliance is managing. It's like you start with a question and you go ahead. Story, in 2005, like 10 years ago, like 20 years ago, when I was an HR manager myself, I used to manage 200 employees and I was facing a lot of issues. And at that time, I was wondering how Reliance used to manage its employees. And lucky for you, I have studied that, and I'm sharing that in today's video. So that is a story.
Nice.
In statement, you can say Fortune 500 companies or like the top 10 companies in India have this much employees. Reliance alone has this much employees, and it has increased from this much in 2010. Some statistics, and that's how you build up your energy, and then you go into the video. So like you have different hook formats, right? Then you go into the intro. This is Srinivas, and today we'll be talking about this, and you go into the storytelling part. Let's say you are talking about three bullet points there. You go ahead and you tell the story. But it's like one more advanced step is rehooking. That not many people know today is, for example, you are hooking them in the starting,
Right.
right? Let's say when we are going into the real world in a fishing area, let's say we are going to the ocean, and uh, we are throwing our hook for the fish to catch, right? Now there is a common concept here is when we attach the bait to the hook part, sometimes it loosens up, and sometimes fishes just eat that and go away. It does not get attracted in the hook. Similarly, when we are watching video, you hook your audience in the starting, but in the same way that the bait loosen up, their attention is actually loosens up today, right? So you have to rehook them. It's like, just like attaching the bait to the hook, tighten it. Okay. So some statements you can like again have to, when you're telling like three pillars of the story in the storytelling part, you can throw some hooks again.
Okay.
Wait till you hear this, right? Something like you ended first part, and then you attach it to the second point, that what is coming up. You're building up hype again. You're saying the hook for part two, then for part three. It's like you add up some rehooking segments so that the attention stays on. Because the goal is again that they watch till the end,
True.
right? And at the end, the goal is that you can give them a call to action, and the best call to action is to suggest another video. Let's say, for example, if you're solving this problem, how Reliance is managing 50K employees, right? Now you can say in the end of the video, now this is how Reliance manages 50,000 employees, but they have humongous resources as well, right? But if you're a small business owner, you still not, you with the 10 or 15 employees, you might not be able to hire these CRMs. You have these CRMs and have these managers, these check-ins and a lot of stuff. So I've created a video where you can learn how to manage your employees with a spreadsheet for a small business owner like you. You know, basically the problem they are still facing even after watching the video. You say that part in the outro and then you give them a call to action to watch another video. So imagine in your whole life in the next 2 years, if you can create 100 to 300 videos like that, where every other video is linking to the another video. It will create a web of interlinked videos. Video one is linking to video three is linking to video five. Like this, like people will keep watching your videos, and YouTube will see how many videos they are watching, you know,
Right.
and your channel will go kaboom.
Oh, nice. So basically the way that you script is you start with a hook, then you give a one line or two line intro of you,
Yeah.
a story, and then a call to action or outro at the end. So
Yes.
in the story part, like, are you talking about story in all the videos, or it could be like, let's say, a list format? Like, these are the three things that you can do.
Yes. Yes. Anything. Basically, what you are promising in the title and thumbnail, in the hook, what are you promising? You have to deliver that in the story, right? You have to build up the climax. In the movies, if you see, they tell the past stories, they talk about stuff, and the climax comes up. So that part is all covered into the story. So it can be a listicle. Let's say you are talking about 10 things to do, something like that. So you have to cover that part in the story part.
Right. So okay. So now while you are writing the script, are you writing just the outline, or like are you writing the entire like line by line script?
Again, it's customized for everyone. Some people just like to have outlines, some people like to have exact script. The most advanced people have entire scripts. It looks flashy, but you have to give your best energy into the scripts, right? And this is the part which no one talks about, you know. Like, if you go on YouTube as well and type scripting, how to script videos, you will not find a relevant video. And I did this personally, right? You go on internet, try to do that. Nobody is talking about this. They are just talking about bullshit stuff like thumbnails, title. Yes, that matters. Let's say you create crazy thumbnails, you create crazy titles. But when people land on your videos, are they getting enough value? Right? This is the hardest part of any creating the video, the script, you know. And people spend almost zero views because today's influencers are only talking about SEO hacks, YouTube growth tactics, finding topics, thumbnails, titles, whatever, everything else except the script. This is the problem of the industry. Nobody's talking about the script. And yet, if you go ahead with a shitty script, let's say, then you are decorating that shit in the editing. They talk a lot about editing. But if your script is shitty, you are actually decorating that shit.
Correct.
But it will, at the end of the day, it will still remain shit, right? It will still stink.
Yeah, good visual.
Good visual.
Good visual. Can't
Good
unsee.
visual.
Okay, now
I'm
that
getting the smell of it.
yeah, I don't want to.
Cool.
Yeah, now that you have, let's say, you wrote a script, now it's come to the shooting part of it. How do you
Yeah.
proceed with the shooting? Like, what equipment to use in the beginning? What are the advanced equipment of that?
Nothing advanced. You can go ahead with the mobile as well. It's like, in the edition process, we have a checklist. Like, do you need any props, for example, to tell the story? Let's say if you're giving example of, let's say, Apple, and you have Apple iPhone and you have like other Apple products, you can showcase them. Like, you can showcase your mobile, you can showcase your AirPods. Like, these are physical elements that you can use to tell a story. Let's say if you're drinking, you want to share some tips while drinking coffee, then that are the props that you need. You need a coffee mug, you need a coffee, pourer, basically, and you're drinking that. So we have this props list, we have this short list. For example, if you are talking about, like, in the story hook, I said, in 10 years back,
Hmm.
when I know that. So let's say if you want to showcase that image or that visual that you have in your phone or your drive, let's say you have saved somewhere. So that is actually a short list that you can dedicate while recording and editing. So you can have step-by-step flow, right? Let's say you have 100 lines of script. Okay. You want to go, this is a very advanced step. Basically, nobody goes here except the top creators. What they do is, let's say they have 100 lines. So they select that line, and on the comment they write, let's say you're creating a comment on that, and they write what will be the visual here, right? Either I'm saying this right away on the camera, or you want to decorate it, you want to add a picture here or like edit it or something like that. What will be the audio like in the background? My audio is there, but whether I want to add up a scary or a tension background tone here, like they do all that above stuff, right? How they want to shoot it, right? For example, we have 100 lines, and the first 30 lines are to be shooten here in my office, let's say. The next 20 line has to be, I have to go out and see it in the park, let's say, or go into a shop, something like that, whatever. So we plan all of that stuff and then we record.
Yeah. So
But
basically, while writing the script, you kind of decide, these are, I'll be
yeah,
talking to the camera, or I'll be using the B-roll, what are the props,
yes,
etc., while scripting.
while
So the
scripting,
shooting becomes comparatively easier.
yes,
Again, so based on your experience, like let's say I'm shooting, let's say talk to the type camera videos. Basically, I'm
yeah,
just putting a camera before me and I'm shooting the video, right? So
right.
let's say for a 5 minute video, how much time do you think an beginner takes or an advanced guy takes?
Actually, here it's completely opposite. 5-minute video, a beginner takes like 7-10 minutes, where the most advanced person in the 5 minute they take like 3-4 hours.
Okay.
Because not in talking head, of course, but the most advanced creators, they create clips or they create shootage of, I have seen this personally, they create shootage of 8, 8, 10, 10 hours to create a 1 minute reel.
Okay.
They trim it down that much, you
What
know.
do, what do they do?
Like they create different types of shootage outside. They shoot the same content like again and again, again and again with the same flow. Like so they are obsessed, you know. If you see the top creators, they are obsessed with camera, like with the emotions, with everything. So yeah, actually it's opposite here. The most advanced people take more time, you
Oh,
know.
interesting way of looking at it. So again, based on your experience, like how do you know the particular shot is good or not?
It should all come down to the gut feeling, you know. So we track a lot of analytics. From there, the starting is of course, you know, all into hypothesis. But the idea is that you track every video that you publish,
Hmm.
right? From there, your gut feeling actually develops. Let's say you have, let's say you have published 100 videos so far. Let's say you have analytics of everything. What went wrong? What was good? You know everything now. Now with stats, your gut develops. What does your audience like? What does your audience does not like? So then your gut becomes the filter itself. Or you can look at the video analytics as well, step by step. You can create some visuals and understand them better. But that's easier when you track. But if you just publish, and don't track, it's like you're shooting in the air.
Makes sense. Okay. So now like we have done the scripting, we have done the shooting. Now comes the most important, which is editing. Again,
Which is editing.
there are hundreds of softwares that are available in the market, so we won't go into the software part, but I want to understand like while editing, what are the parameters or what are the elements that are important while you're editing?
It's again editing for different, it's basically niche specific. What does audience expect from you? For example, if I'm talking about news, people want flashy things, and like every type of, like, very fast paced editing is required. But when you're creating, let's say, an educational video, people want it to be like calm and soothing, more than, like hyped up. Even if you see the trends today, Alex Hormozy, Jayant, anyone you see, any big creator, they are actually dialing it down. You know, they dialed it up. Basically, they did a lot of editing, fancy editing, but actually it hurt the retention. You know, now they are basically keeping it very calm. Now they are coming to the funnels part. They were all the influencers that you see, they only created top of the funnel content first. Now they are coming to middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel today. Even Alex has introduced it openly, and now all of the other creators in US also. I have seen a personal big channel deleted his channel, like completely stopped, not deleted, completely stopped his video creation after reaching 4 lakh subscribers. He is getting crazy views. He's a big fish in YouTube market. Like, you can search for it, Film Booth. Film Booth is the craziest channel on YouTube. These guys was creating mini movies, okay, about YouTube growth. The most fantastic channel that we look out to, right? And he stopped his channel completely. And now he's doing the same thing. He's coming back to the middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel, because that's how you generate business. You don't need flashy stuff. Flashy stuff is only for influencers who want to do brand deals or something like that. That is not the goal where I work with. And that is not something that, I resonate with myself.
Makes sense. Okay, so now like you have done the scripting, done the shooting, editing. Now I believe it comes down to publishing now.
Publishing, yeah.
And are there any factors that you look for like while you are publishing? What time, what
Nothing,
day?
nothing like that. Basically, you have, of course, you can look at, best time to upload through analytics. So analytics gives us that, timing when our audience is active. You can test it out, test different times, of course, but publishing more is about title and thumbnail. Primarily, it's not about description. It's not about video tags. I have seen videos with millions of views with zero tags. Even one of the biggest fish in the market, BBQ Vines, as an influencer, he has zero thumbnails. Like, he did not put any custom thumbnail. And up till last year, like up till in I think 2021, when he got a web series on Disney Hotstar, Taza Khabar, then he went out and changed a lot of his thumbnails. But until that, until 2021, and he was the craziest successful YouTuber. People refer to him as Shah Rukh Khan of YouTube.
Yeah,
BBQ Vines is that big, right? And he did not use any thumbnail, any custom thumbnail till now. So, but for educational channel point of view, of course, you need some thumbnails, but thumbnails are that. which is the most important, thumbnails and titles, not this tagging stuff and all this stuff. Because I used to do all of that in 2021 and 2020 when I was doing that for the first channel, right? 400K to 1 million. At that point of time, it was good. People, YouTube algorithm was not that much developed, so we have to give some data for to YouTube basically to understand. Now YouTube algorithm is like anything, yeah. Like now it analyzes your script, what you are saying, basically audio, basically translates that. So YouTube is much more smarter now. So even if you don't write anything in the description, anything in the tags as well, your video can still rank, your video can still get millions of views. But the thumbnail and title matters, right? That is the most like needle moving things, like in terms of 80/20 rule. That is a 20% that matters actually, title and thumbnail.
Thumbnail and title, right? Okay, so let's go deep into that. Let's go
Yeah.
with the title part. How do you write title?
Again, it's niche specific, but the shorter the merrier. But in educational channel, for example, if I talk about Indian competitive market, let's say Indian competitive educational market, we have IITs here, we have CS exams, all types of exams. Here you will see lengthy titles are working, right? Even with 80 characters, 90 characters, 100 characters is the limit. So they go the most advanced and like they write everything down. Because that market is completely, it's like filled with sharks. So it's like very competitive. But for influencers, if you see, they will write up very, very short titles. Right. So again, that's why we go ahead and research the competitors, right? In the first step. Because we look for topics. When we're looking for topics, we look at them, right? When we are looking for scripting, when we're looking for engagement, we look for them modeling what our audience likes, right? So everything starts from finding your dream five competitors, right? Similarly, you look at their titles, look at their thumbnails, and now see what best can you do, right? Ideally, you should have like I recommend correct titles with 50 character limit, 50 to 60, not above than that.
Okay, so basically you write the title based on what's working for competitors, or
Correct.
or something else.
Something else is basically you can recommend your channel name in the title itself. For example, if you have 200 videos again, right? And you write down, let's say, Srinivas, and 200 titles. It enforces a branding. It enforces a repetition of branding whenever they're reading the title. Or let's say you're positioning, let's say you're an automation expert, let's say. So I will write that in the title. Automation expert reveals. Let's say if I'm I'm an HR manager, you know. So I will write that. Former HR manager reveals how Reliance is managing 50,000 employees. How I want to brand myself. So I can include that brand or my name, basically the channel name or the creator name. So it will enforce branding if you want to use that. But again, it's niche specific.
Okay, and is there any SEO that you do while you are writing the titles?
Basically, if you're creating a middle of the funnel content, then yes. Top of the funnel content, you don't need to do that, right? Bottom of the funnel, you don't need to do that. But if you're creating how to content, then yes, we do some SEO, but very rare. It's not like you have to insert keywords in the starting and do all that. It does not require today in today's world. Even if you don't write a keyword, your video can still rank. But yes, if you want to do that, you can include a keyword, like in the third, fourth word, or but it should be natural. People take this stuff the wrong way. They stuff the keyword, they stuff the title with all the keywords, right? So you have to be careful with that because it hurts engagement.
Makes sense. Okay, so that's with the title. Now let's come to the thumbnails. How do
All
you
right.
design a good thumbnail?
This again is a very big topic which can take
I
hundreds
know.
of hours. But you have to portray the Benz framework here. Basically, just like that guy, the Chole Bhature guy, that portrayed all the big, easy, new, safe thing, right? Whatever you have written in the ideation phase, it should portray that. Simple as that, right?
So,
So whatever is
what,
the best element.
so based on your experience, like, can you just tell us like one or two that things that are working for thumbnails?
Of course, a creator image works. Basically, if it's a personal brand, then your image with a smiling face, with a glacier face, of course that works.
Shock face.
That kind of that kind of stuff. Or you can have custom thumbnails. Like for every video, what I recommend is when you're shooting that video, let's say you're talking about AirPods. People record whole videos, but people are not ready to actually shoot a whole new image for the thumbnail, right? For example, if you are, let's say, creating a video around Reliance, can you go to the Reliance actual showroom, let's say, or their office, not their head office, of course, whatever is available in your city, where the board is, Reliance. So you can point that, and like people can see that Reliance. You can create a picture like that, right? So you can of course shoot a whole another image for that, that can go crazy. Or even if you are doing it in Canva or Photoshop, whatever, you just have to think about your USP. Your USP is Ben's framework, right? What is the best part about your video? Just make sure that you are portraying that beautifully. Have multiple thumbnails, like at least 2 to 3 thumbnails. Now YouTube is allowing us to A/B test the thumbnails in the studio itself.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So you can, of course, get 2 to 3 thumbnails ready with almost the same stuff, and you can test it, which thumbnail is working and which is not working.
Okay. So then after you do the editing, so things to look out for a title, thumbnail, the most important. And then you have YouTube description, tags,
Yeah.
and anything
Yes.
else that are important.
Of course, cards and end screen. Basically, if you are saying it, if you are asking people to, see it in the ice screen, basically iCards, or end screen is basically the video in the ending. What video you're recommending in the end part.
Okay. So then once you have all this, then you kind of publish it on a YouTube channel. Is there any frequency that you recommend? So like I'm talking about mostly for a let's say business owners.
Business owners, we recommend actually at least 2 videos per week.
2 videos per week. Okay. Why two
Yeah.
videos? Like because most of the people that I follow, they recommend one video a week. So why 2 videos a week?
Again, we are in the Indian market, so it's again market specific. Indians basically need more content. Okay, simple as that. Foreigners, yeah, they don't expect that much content, but Indians, the more you can give, it's a better. So Indians actually need quantity, not that quality. If you are shooting one video per week, that video should be top notch. And believe me, the new creators cannot come closer even to like 1% or 5% to top notch content, right? So if you cannot give quality, at least give quantity. That's the goal.
Okay, makes sense. So like no, let's say if one is shooting 2 videos a week or like the target is 100 videos a year, right?
Right.
Is there a possibility that audience will get bored of you if you publish 100 videos?
No, if you're doing your work right, if you're talking about what they want, rather than what you want, they will not. You know, you have to understand the trends, what they are liking, what they're not, of course, and give them what they want. Simple as that. You have to throw 100 things, let's say, and let's say they consume 20 most. Again, 80/20 rule, right? Then you have to create these type of 20 type of content more and more. Simple as that.
So I was watching this video of Ali Abdal, like I think last week, where he said that now I have run out of content ideas. Like I'm basically
Right.
like talking about same things over and over again
Yes.
because that's what I think he shot around 600 videos or something like that.
Right.
Is there anything that you kind of recommend to keep videos interesting so it feels like this is a new content?
Again, bench. That is the way to validate and add up new stuff. Right.
Okay,
So yeah.
okay, makes sense. And frequency, you are recommending like 2 videos a week. And are there any tips that you follow to avoid burnout?
Are there any? Can you repeat?
Like burnout means like now it's like I talked to many creators, right? So they
Right.
initially start with great excitement, and after
Right.
some time it feels like now I don't want to create any videos at all.
Of course, of course. It happens, but you have to pre-plan it. You have to, shoot it in a batch. Let's say you are shooting 4 videos per 2 weeks, right? 8 videos in a month. So you can record in 2 batches, right? So take out 2 Sundays, 4 hours. 4 hours is more than enough to shoot 4 videos, right? The video is around 10 minutes, let's say. So you have to shoot actually 14. You have 4 hours to shoot 40 minutes of content. More than enough, right? So you have to shoot it in batches, not just take a single video and go out and record. Take out a single video, go out and record. No, you have to create a batch, then do that. Again, do that.
Makes sense.
Create a batch of 4 videos and let's say some shorts. Let's say you can add up 4, 6 shorts there. And create a whole batch and shoot that.
Like now, let's say based on your experience, now let's say if someone takes out, let's say 2 days, for example, Saturday and Sunday, how many
Right.
videos? How many videos can they shoot comfortably in 2 days?
In 2 days, if you're giving like 8 hours,
How many
let's
hours?
say, full time. Let's say if you're giving two full days, let's say
Okay.
8 hours,
Yeah.
you know, you can easily shoot more than like 3 videos, 6, 7 shots in a single day, right? Let's say let's use that same frequency. Okay, we have 8 videos, and let's say we have 8 shots. Okay,
Hmm.
we are publishing that. Now 4 videos, 4 shots you can shoot on day one. 4 videos, 4 shots you can shoot on day two. Simple as that. And it will not only take, it will take more less time. Like 8 hours is more than enough to shoot out 4 videos and 4 shots, provided you have scripts ready. So you have to, when you're shooting, you have to make sure that the script and everything is ready.
Makes sense. I think now we covered everything from scripting to publishing, right? Anything you think we are missing?
No, I think production and publishing part is done.
Done. Okay.
Yeah,
Now let's talk about the actual and the most important, which is the marketing front,
marketing side.
promotion.
Yes.
So I think one of my mentors, he says that if you are spending, let's say, 100% of your time on content creation, 20% of your time should go into content creation, 80% of your time should go into promotion or marketing, whatever you like to call it.
Right.
Now assume that, let's take few scenarios. Okay, now assume that I just started my YouTube channel, I have 0 subscribers, I published my first YouTube video. How do I get, let's say, first 100 views?
First 100 views is of course very easy with, let's say, I don't recommend promoting a lot to your friends and family because that are not your ideal customer base. But you should have leverage in today's world. Even if you are creating educational content, for example, and if you're creating business content, you should have some leverage, right? If you're creating entertainment content, even a shitty video where you are, adding up humor and all that, you're just entertaining others, that can have millions of views. But to actually get views on an educational video, you have to first work on the video overall packaging and production and publishing, that it can attract views organically. Because if you have messed up that part, YouTube will not promote it, right? And you can only promote it yourself by like, you can send it to like what you can put up, WhatsApp status and whatnot. But it will only give you 20, 30 views roughly. And if you keep doing that, you will lose out on that as well. So in the starting, family friends also watch like the first or two video. Okay, let's see what Srinivas is up to. But after the fourth video, fifth video, nobody cares. That's the harsh reality.
Correct.
Right? So you have to make sure that YouTube algorithm understands your audience. For that, you need to have some leverage. For example, let's say you have an email list, right? And you promote a video over there. Okay. Let's say you go on podcasts, right? You have to market yourself. People will not come by automatically. If you're a business, entertainment is the whole another category,
Of
right? So you have to market yourself in the starting. If you're a business owner, if you're a coach, and you have to generate business along with it. Of course, if you're marketing yourself, you will get views as well. You should get business as well,
Okay, so
right?
break it to like tactics now. Okay, let's again. I'm talking about somebody who is just starting out, 0 subscribers, 0 views. So first thing obviously he can do is post on social media, post
Yeah,
it as a WhatsApp status and all this.
yeah.
Any other tactic that he can use?
Any other tactics? So you have to see what your own audience have, just like social media, just like WhatsApp. First, you have to talk about your own audience, basically whatever. Let's say you own an email list. You have to start with that. Second tactic, which I really love, is content that your audience watches. So what I do is I subscribe to all of my competitors from a fresh account, from my channel account. I go out and I subscribe to all of my competitors and I see what type of content they're creating. Let's say you are my competitor and you put up a video today at 5 p.m., which is very interesting. It's like it's getting a lot of views compared to your other videos. Okay. So what I will do is I can steal your content. I can steal your content and your audience. If I follow this, I look at your content, I create something similar or completely opposite. You are giving advice A, I will troll advice A, or I will add up some of my point to advice A and create a video as fast as I can in the next 24 hours. And I publish that with the same kind of, look wise and title wise and thumbnail wise. So YouTube will actually know, and I will, put up, let's say, your channel name in the tags, your video tags in the tags. If I want to steal your audience, okay, so I can do this. YouTube will now, what YouTube will do is the algorithm will show my video to your viewers. So it's a loophole. It's a hidden loophole.
Right, makes sense. Okay, now let's talk about somebody, let's say, who has decent followers. Again, thousand, let's say, 1,000 subscribers. Now, what
Right.
are some of the tactics that he can follow to get more views?
Of course, there are many tactics. Like, for example, let's say you find out the city location. You can also find out the city location. Let's say most of my people are from Tamil Nadu.
Hmm.
I can organize a meetup in Tamil Nadu. Build up a connection, strong connection. I can organize a meetup there, invite all of my subscribers. So most of the people will meet me offline there. I can charge them for it. I can keep it free as well, whatever. I can build a strong connection, and we will post all of that in the videos. This type of stuff you will not hear in the YouTube and all that. This is like very hardcore tactic that we recommend. Another stuff that you use, again, the competitor stealing is also a very advanced tactic that we use. More is like, we have an entire list of growth hacks also. So what we do is, like, we look at the competitor videos and their comments.
Okay.
You know, let's say if people are trolling other competitors for this one thing, like, they want something and the competitors are not giving them. So we look at them and then we create the same video. It's like, let's say Apple is not coming up with a product feature that is required in the market, and Samsung comes up with it.
Yeah.
It's like that. Right. So we have like the entire library of that. We have small hacks like this, where you can, steal audiences and whatnot.
Okay. Makes sense. And obviously, you are someone we have talked multiple times, and you are someone who is very data driven, right? Analytics
Right.
and everything. So now let's say I have published, let's say, 15 videos, for example. Now,
Right.
decent number of views, decent number of subscribers. What are the top 3 to 5 analytics that you look for while you are doing that research?
So what I look for is, the most important is impressions, CTR. This is the two most important stuff that I look for.
Okay.
And then it's like, the list goes on and on, but these are the two important: impressions, how much the video gave, and the CTR. Then you can say, okay, views, watch time, average view duration, average percentage viewed, blah, 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 blah. It goes on. But the two most important is impressions, how much how much, like the YouTube algorithm, how much of my video, like, got recommended on homepage, like, or other sources. Did YouTube recommend my video to 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 50,000 people? The more YouTube markets my video, it's better for me. I can have lower CTR. I don't care. Okay, but the main metric is impressions. If YouTube my showing my video to 100K people and I'm getting 5% CTR, let's say, it's still better. I'm getting 5,000 views. In comparison to my YouTube showing my video to 10,000 people, I'm getting 10% CTR, which is 1,000 views, right? So I optimize for impressions, maximum impressions, right? And then you can, of course, see the retention graph. That is the third most important thing that you can see. Where are the dips? Where are the hikes and where are the dips? Like, you're saying something, in the hook retention itself, in the first 30 seconds, if your retention is less than 50% or whatever, it should be actually 70 to 80%. But if you're not able to retain them, YouTube retention graph will show you that where your audience interest loses, where did they quit your video, so you can look at that stuff and imagine now in 100 videos, where did you basically
Yeah.
in the whole 100 videos. You can just simply stop doing that
Got it. So,
and you grow.
like, first, when do you start doing the research?
At least you should have some data. Like, at least, you have 500 subscribers or more, or 1,000 subscribers or more. So build up milestones for yourself, right? and reward yourself on each milestone. Say like that. Like on first 100 milestone, 100 subscribers, go out and have a drink. Let's say on 500 subscribers, treat a friend as well. You know, like that. Celebrate your victories, right? Have some victories, and at least for YouTube analytics to work, at least you should have 500 to 1,000 subscribers to understand anything, because YouTube will not give you data
Right.
in the starting.
So like after you do the analysis, let's say you have few observation. XYZ video is having a better CTR. This video is having better impressions. Then what's
Yeah.
your next action like?
Do more of that.
Do more of what's working. Common
Yes.
sense.
Come.
Common sense. So you kind of repeat what's working. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the analytics part. Now, one of the trends that I've seen recently is many people are moving towards building community.
Yes.
So, is there anything that you do to build your community while through YouTube?
Like I said, na, meetups.
Meet. Okay.
I prefer offline rather than online. Matlab, especially in India, if you can do that. It kinds of gives a authentic, real connection. Of course, you can invite them for a webinar and create a WhatsApp group, but all of that stuff does not matter that much. You will see many crazy YouTubers, but they have an offline connection, right? They go out and they meet their subscribers rather than just appearing online, because offline is totally raw, real, right? Business owners, on the other hand, they can't do that much, so they have to leverage communities only, right? So that's the only stuff they do, but you can collaborate, right, with interesting stuff like, and like we're talking about growth tactics as well, and this is a community tactic as well, right? So we'll collaborate both of our communities. YouTube itself is a community,
Hmm.
right? So you have community posts there. You can add up polls. You can, let's say you're going on a trip. You shoot your picture, post that in the community. You have to collaborate with the creator. You shoot that. Post that in your community that I'm collaborating with this. You create up the hype, and then you do the actual collaboration. Let's say I do one video with you on your channel. You do one video on me on my channel. Collaboration plus growth plus community management all in one go.
Makes sense. Okay. And one of the questions even many of my clients ask is, I post a video and there are no likes or shares. Well, are
Yeah.
there any tactics that you use to get people to like your content or share your content?
It should be valuable enough. If they are not liking, then you are creating shit.
Or
Simple as that.
okay, so then you don't put in, because I see many creators like they say in the middle of the video like share the video or subscribe to the channel, whatever.
Yeah, so we can give some small swift call to actions, but that does not matter that much, because let's say it increases. Let's say typically, if you do not say that stuff, it can reduce to, let's say, 50%. But let's say you have 10 likes. If you're saying that, you will have 12, 15 likes,
Hmm.
right? But if your content is not getting even 10 likes by itself, then you're creating something bad, right? You know that.
Right.
So try to see that whether your content, are the people liking the content by themselves or not. Your content should be powerful enough, again, because like I said, people talk about everything, nobody talks about the script. And people end up creating shit, and they do everything, every other thing right, but they still wonder what is wrong. Script.
Makes sense. Yeah. And what softwares do you use for YouTube? Like, let's talk about specific softwares from from all angles, like for shooting, for editing, for analytics.
So for editing, for example, we use Final Cut Pro. Of course, there is Premiere Pro as well, and some AI softwares I have been developing. The list goes on and on, right?
For editing, there are hundreds.
Uh, Hundreds of tools, right? Shooting is, of course, like we have OBS and StreamYard for live content, blah blah blah. Again, the list goes on and on. For softwares and growth, I just like vidIQ.
With
Personally, in terms of growth, vidIQ is good. We have TubeBuddy, we have ViewStats by Mr. Beast himself. So I love ViewStats more now,
okay,
because it gives more analytics and it's more advanced compared to vidIQ, TubeBuddy, or any other tool in that matter. But the tools list go on and on. Again,
like let's talk
at
about
the end
some
of
of the softwares that you use. Like, what are the five
I
softwares
don't
that
use
go
anything.
back? Huh?
I just vidIQ and ViewStats, two softwares. I don't use anything.
Anything.
I hate softwares. I like don't like that. Like I like a single spreadsheet where I work. I have showed you that, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I love that, and YouTube Studio itself is very powerful.
Correct. Even like even better to stick to basics. Even I kind of now go back to Google Sheets or Notion.
Yes,
Only two tools. That's it.
that's enough.
Yeah, I think we covered everything about YouTube, right? Now let's talk
Yeah,
about the funnels part of the equation. You said you talk about YouTube funnels, right?
right.
Now let's say you are publishing content. Now, how do you kind of generate leads or generate clients from YouTube? What are the steps?
Right. So that is the monetization part that we call YouTube funnels. So we have four pillars, right? We started talking with production, publishing, promotion, right? And then that's fourth part is monetization. This is 3 PM framework that I call. Okay. There are three P's, and the last part is monetization, where YouTube funnels come into picture,
Okay.
right? So it's like, you're in your video itself, you're attracting millions of people. In your video itself, you're nurturing people, right? Most people, your target customers, will at least watch 50% or more of your video,
Hmm.
right? So the simple thing is you have to give them call to actions, nothing technical, right? It's about giving clever and clear call to actions and tracking the analytics, right? How many people are clicking on your call to action, right? So there are three places where you can give them call to action. First is, of course, videos. Okay. But you can give them call to action in the end of the video for some videos. Okay. Because in major of the videos, you have to recommend another video. But in some videos, in the end, you can give your own call to action, whether it's about a lead magnet, about your course, or whatever you want them to, purchase or look at, right? Let's say your landing page, let's say your e-commerce product, whatever. So you have to give them a call to action in the video ending or the middle, right? Second, you can give them a call to action to the description, right? Third is you can give them a call to action in the pin comments,
Pinned comments. Okay.
right? You similarly have community posts where you can give them a call to action. You can ask them to join a webinar, pitch them there. You can ask them to watch a VSL. Basically, you have to give clear call to actions, and you can track the analytics. For example, in description, let's say we have two offers, right? Now, for different offers, we have different bit.ly links. For example, you can track that. How many people are clicking on a single video? I publish a video today, it gets 10,000 views in the next 24 hours. Now, how many people actually clicked on this link that I gave into the description or pin comment? Okay. And what was written before the link? What was the caption? So you can keep the links same and test the captions, right? You can have same captions, have different links, and find the best combination from there. And from there you can go.
Right. Okay.
So it's fun.
So basically, then you give call. You're publishing the videos and then give call to action at three places, either in the video or in the description or in the pinned comments.
Right.
So basically, the
More
whole
is community post. Like again, fourth is a bonus. It's a community post.
community boost. Okay. So then the whole idea is you publish quality content. People who like your content would want to know more about you. So they kind
Yeah,
of click on one of the links and then they come to your funnel.
exactly.
So again, based on your experience, what are some of the best call to actions or what are some of the call to actions that worked the most?
In India, one of my channels says as a call to action just to WhatsApp him. Okay. So all kinds of call to actions work. Again, it's niche specific. For example, WhatsApp does not work in US,
Right.
right? So I have to reduce the friction. That's the only thing. For example, one of my clients were giving a call to action to download the app.
Hmm.
Okay, I saw your video. I trust you, but it's a lot of friction for me to give you a space on my phone. It's a lot of friction to click on the link, then open up the app, then download the app, then sign in, blah blah blah. It's a lot of friction. Rather than give them a landing page itself, right? If you're asking them to download the app, you have to create a dedicated video. We're promoting the course, let's say. If you're directly promoting the course and the course is available on the app, then it works, right? But try to take the purchase on the website itself, and then you can ask them to download the app as well. So you have to create minimum friction between a viewer to a purchaser, like a customer, right? So it should be easy.
Makes sense. Okay. Okay. So last few questions. So
Yeah.
based on your experience, like one thing that I've seen, even it happened to me as well. In the initial days, we are very excited. We write down those
Right.
hundred ideas, shoot one video or two videos, and then take a break for 1 year.
Yeah.
Any tips on how to stay consistent?
It's different for everyone. What I do is whatever I want to do is I create a community around that. Right. Let's say I wanted to do a VSL. I talk with people who are already doing VSLs. Right. So you create up a community around those people who are already doing what you want to do. You constantly talk to them how they are doing X, Y, Z, and they also ask you, okay, why are you not doing this? So it's like they will also regret talking to you. So you will have a pain point. If I don't do this, I will look bad, like in front of their eyes, and they will not give me a good advice the next time. If you are a credible person, if you like to, do that stuff. If you are someone who just likes to waste time, that's different thing. Like the people, they will look at you. They have given you the advice. If you're not working now, it sends a negative sign. So you have a reward and a punishment system in place. That's what I do, right? And the other person also looks good that okay, I have given this advice and he worked on that, and now he also feels proud, right? So I do this. Now this strategy might not work for anyone. One more strategy that I do is I invest heavily into what I want to do. So if I invest more money into doing that, I have to do that, right? If I invest like 5-10 lakh rupees, right? Now I have to do that something, like otherwise how will I justify myself, right?
Correct. So basically, the
Correct.
accountability system has to be very strong.
Yes, by any matter, you can write down that and paste it in your room. Whatever works for you. But you should have some people that you can trust or some things to trust at least. If you don't trust people, at least write that down, paste it in your room. Look at this. You have to be accountable to yourself. Nobody comes and be accountable to you. You have to be willing to take action yourself. No external forces can push you. It's just like a reminder.
Yeah, makes sense. And any final advice for somebody who is, let's say, going from 0 to 10,000 subscribers?
Stop thinking, start creating videos. Simple as that.
Summarized perfectly. And final two questions. I think I know the answer to this question. What are some of the books that you recommend for creators?
I don't read books, so it will be क्या कहते हैं, hypocrisy for me to recommend books.
Yeah,
I
I
don't read
expected the
books.
answer.
Right.
Yeah. And are there any questions that I should have asked, but I didn't?
How to create videos basically that are interesting, like how not to bore people, because most creators are boring.
Okay.
You know,
So now let me ask you the question then. How to make it? So how to
add
make
up humor,
interesting videos?
add up humor.
Act of humor. Okay. If somebody like me who's a chartered accountant who is very analytical, if you say add humor, it's like telling to Bumrah that you hit six for every ball while you are batting.
Right, right,
It's
right.
not possible.
It's not possible.
you'll have
Yeah.
to you'll have to break it down like step by step.
Again, it's like, for example, if your audience does not like vegetables, you have to take out the vegetables and put them in a burger and then serve them a burger. If they don't like the burger, you have to take out the burger and put them in a meal, serve them the meal. That's what McDonald's does, right? And that's why meals work, right? It's a combo. Humor is also there. Everything should be there, right? It's a mixture of a perfect meal, you can say.
Okay, super. And final question that I always ask my guest is, can you recommend one action step that my audience can take, which can help them to grow their YouTube channel?
Finding out competitors, that is, I think, the most important thing, because like I said, we look out for competitors. We have this, action takers have this, we can say, chul. In Hindi we say this chul. So if you see any other competitor who is doing that, I think that will be the most motivating factor for them to take action. Just find out 5 people. even if you don't write everything in the sheet, just see their content, subscribe to them. So you'll keep seeing their content as a reminder, as an accountability partner that your competitor is producing videos back to back and you are not.
Makes sense. And how can people reach you?
You can mail me on varun@evmedia.in for any queries.
And perfect. So that's it, guys. The YouTube masterclass that I would like to call it now. I think now you kind of got complete blueprint on what to do. And the first action step, like Varun recommended, go and identify top competitors and do the competitor research. So thank you, Varun. It was mind blowing actually. I personally got a lot of ideas that I can implement right away. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Srinivas.
Thank you.